Greetings in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, our King, our High Priest, Cohen forever through the order of Melchizedek, who intercedes for us through the Ancient of Days, our Alua, Yahweh. My name is Melech Shalomo. Today is the 1st of November 2024. It's 9:03 a.m. and I'm going to do a quick trade setups and a little technical analysis on the ES futures. So let's get into this here real quick. All right, so we have some news here. Let's see. Let me grab this. All right, so we have some news here at 8:30 that already came out. Average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. Right, those are the numbers right there. 9:30 we have well, that's Canadian manufacturing PMI. And 9:45 we have final manufacturing PMI and ISM manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing prices, construction spending month over month, and Ward's total vehicle sales, right? So we have some news here from 9:45 to 10 o'clock, right? So that's the news right there. All right, let's go to the charts. All right, let's go to the weekly. No, I don't want to leap. All right. So this is the weekly chart here. We have the monthly levels for the Camarilla. We have Camarilla R3 here at 59.1725 roughly. Let's see what's the number. Yeah, 59.1731, right? So this is Camarilla S3 monthly. That's at 57.1119, right? So we have some buying wicks here off of the second lower deviation and the monthly Camarilla S2, right? This is also monthly top central pivot, right? So we have here a big down candle right here, and a lot of people are short from yesterday. We have some liquidation going on, so we could see like a short squeeze, right? So the context for me right now is a short squeeze and probably a continuation, right? We could come back and test like monthly S1 at let's see what level that is. Monthly S1 is roughly at 57.7975, which is also kind of lining up with the first lower deviation VWAP anchored from the beginning of the month, which is at now 57.8498, right? So possible retest of those levels right there. Let's come down to the daily chart. Right, so we have some weekly Camarillas here. You see we came down here to Camarilla S6, which is at 57.3061, right? We're getting a little push up back up to this is a monthly high volume node right here at roughly 57.6625. So we're getting a rejection here of the top central. I think you could see that right there. Let me just open this up. So that's the top central monthly level, 57.6750. So we retested that. So we basically retested the central pivot range for the month. And now we're getting a little selling again here. So this isn't by no means any big selling or big short squeeze. So we could see follow through back to the downside. A good retest would be the weekly Camarilla S4 and this lower deviation here at 57.2875, right? So this is the golden pivot zone here. That's for the monthly levels. And let's see here. Let's go back up to the weekly. Actually, this is the central pivot range right here, right? So this is the top central. We came back, touched the central pivot range, retested that. So that's why we're pushing off of that right now. So the golden pivot zone for the month is the central pivot at 56.9975 coupled with Camarilla S3. So this is the support zone for the month. So we haven't come down there yet. We have a break in this bull flag right here. So we're breaking down the structure. We're retesting these lows where these buyers started this push up from. Right, let's just use the arrows. So buy zone right here, we're definitely in this buy zone where they took this up to all-time highs, came up here to floor pivot R1, the monthly floor pivot R1, and the monthly Camarilla R3. Right, that's my copper top monthly zone. All right, let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. And I know my charts are messy, but I'm gonna break it down for you. Let me just take some stuff off real quick. And we're just gonna leave on the Camarillas, right? So Camarillas are labeled. I also have some labels here. Wait, don't do that. Put that back. Right. So I have this label right here, long stopping out. This is a stop hunt right here. So this breakdown of Camarilla S4, this is a weekly level at 57.83. So we broke below that level right there. This is Camarilla S3. This is a bearish breakdown zone, long liquidation. So we actually got that. So at the beginning of the week, this is where I set up these notes, right? So we actually got that longs liquidating right here. You see those two big sell-off candles, right? Let's make that bigger, right? So we came down here to weekly Camarilla S6. And let's see here, what floor pivots do we have? What's the closest one? Oh, I took it off, my bad. Right, so floor pivot S4 is down here at 56.60, 56.8650. Right, that's floor pivot S4 right there. So that's at the previous quarter's VPOC as well. So it's looking like from a volume pointer control perspective, we're coming down to maybe test this golden pivot zone that I talked about, the central pivot and the Camarilla S3 monthly levels and the quarterly VPOC. They're kind of in the same range right here. And this is also a very bearish target for the floor pivots, which is floor pivot S4 at 56.8650, right? So what we could see is an initial push up to weekly Camarilla S4. This is also a weekly high volume node. So let me just throw on the volume profile and update it to the current level or current amount of hours. Right, so that's the volume point of control up there, that dotted white line. Right, so let me just update my weekly session volume point of control. Right, it's basically still there. Hasn't really moved much overnight. Right, so we have the monthly volume point of control and the weekly kind of in the same area right here at around 58.69. Let's see, coming down here, we have these previous low volume nodes from last week, kind of cut through those. So you see it's a low volume area. You see these lines right here, low volume, low volume. So we just cut through those. Let me just adjust this. This is a weekly volume, low volume node right there. Adjust this one to here. Right, this is no longer a weekly low volume node. So I could get rid of that one. And I just labeled these so I could have them on my 5-minute chart as well. Right, so just adjust this one. just this one as well. Right. So basically a retest here of this high volume node and Camarilla S4 is what I'm looking for. A nice little retest could be a nice little automatic rallies from a Wyckoff theory perspective. We have the major selling. We should have a selling climax here. We should have an automatic rally. We could even come back up to these levels and Camarilla S3, right? So if we do come back around these areas here, I'm looking to get a short for a continuation back down to this level, right? So maybe we'll end the week somewhere at these lows, So if the Wyckoff theory works out where we get that selling climax, we get the automatic rally, and then we get the secondary stop, right? So that's basically what I'm looking for. How strong the automatic rally is going to be is to be determined, right? We could actually just come back up to this high volume node right here. Heavy sellers will come back in play at this level and we take it right back down here, right? So that's on the weekly chart. I mean, not the weekly chart, but the 1 hour chart where I have my weekly Camarilla and pivot levels. Now, on my messy 5 minute chart, let me just explain where we're at, right? So we have a golden pivot resistance zone here. I'm going to label that. Right, so this is a heavy resistance zone right there. We could stop right here for the automatic rally, right? You see we're already getting resistance. Let's see. This is too far. Come back down. Right. Let's label that. Right, so you can see the Camarilla levels are actually in a lower value relationship. So Camarilla R3 has moved down. Camarilla S3 is all the way up there. It has moved down as well. So Camarilla R3 has moved down lower than Camarilla S3, right? So it's a lower value relationship, extremely bearish 2-day relationship. Let's see, we have Camarilla S3 here is coupled with floor pivot S1, which is a bearish target, right? So we could have this as the target for today if we get continued selling. This could be where price actually stops right now. If we get heavy selling coming into the open, then we should get a flush down here. Maybe a retest. I could get a retest somewhere around this level and we could get a short back to Camarilla S3 and floor pivot S1. This is yesterday's settlement at 57.3850. You can see that buyers kind of, well, I wouldn't say buyers stepped in, but we have some support here in the Asian and European session, the London session. See, we came down here. This is around 3 o'clock where London opens. They bought up right there and they have taken it back up to Camarilla S3, R3 and floor pivot, the central pivot 57.72, right? My golden pivot zone. So looking at this for a retest, maybe a little pop up from here in the next 15 minutes and maybe catch a short down to Camarilla S3 and floor pivot S1. And yeah, that's it. Let me just make some adjustments for my anchored VWAP, right? This one is from the ETH session. So that's anchored from yesterday evening at the open. This one is London session, so this is going to be anchored from the first 3 a.m. So the red ones are basically anchored from the ETH open. The purple is from London session, and the yellow and kind of brown color or orange It's from the RTH session open, which is at 9:30, right? So we have the ETH, and we should have the let's see here, where is it? All right, let me do a quick refresh. I think something is wrong with my London session VWAPs here. Where are they? Where are they? Oh yeah, wrong date. All right, 1st of November. Right, so from London here we have it anchored. You see the purple going up there. From the ETH session is the red. So what we're having here is a lot of rejections from the second upper deviation bands right there. That's lining up with the Camarilla R3 and central pivot, golden pivot zone. And now we're getting a little breakdown here of the first lower deviation. First upper deviation. So that's basically my Black Sun strategy. We have the VRSI, the buyers are stepping in here, but then they're falling off, and we're getting like that rejection at this level, right? So let's see what happens at the open. Maybe I'll take a rejection here somewhere in the zone, or if it does break through, then we look for Camarilla R4 as a resistance level. All right, y'all. So it's Malek Shalomo. Shabbat Shalom to everyone, and you'll trade safe and stay blessed.